If Monday's arbitration talks ended in a stalemate, then today's talks, expected to resolve the issues, ended in disarray.
Sisi tumekubaliana kwamba tunaondoka kutoka kwa muungano na tumesema ya kwamba Jubilee coalition is no more.
The Jubilee coalition is still alive, it is moving on.
Protagonists apparently leaving arbitration talks at the office of the Registrar of Political Parties, each holding their own. Indeed, today UDF was ready to terminate its coalition agreement with TNA and URP. But it's the manner in which they wanted this done that caused friction, saying in a document that the three parties agreed by consent to have the coalition dissolved. They signed the document, but URP and TNA refrained.
And the signature of UDF is here. You can see it, but not signed by the other parties. You'll ask them why they didn't sign.
URP and TNA, on the other hand, presented theirs, saying that by consent, the three parties terminate the addendum signed on the 4th December that brought UDF into the coalition. Meaning the two, TNA and URP, continue with their coalition in the Jubilee Alliance and UDF bolts. This one too signed by TNA and URP, while UDF declined to append their signature.
What they have demanded is that we dissolve the entire coalition, including one that was started before they were brought on board. If you accept to be married as a second wife, you must accept that if you walk out of that marriage, the first marriage need not necessarily break down.
TNA and URP in fact say legally the coalition with UDF does not hold any water because while TNA and URP's was ratified by their respective parties' governing councils, the agreement bringing UDF on board on 4th December 2012 was not ratified by any of the parties' governing councils, something that goes against provisions of the Political Parties Act in respect to forming coalitions.
We were quickly looking at working with UDF. Unfortunately, because time was running short, we were unable to get the National Delegates Conference to come into town and ratify that coalition agreement.
That coalition agreement collapsed. It did not, therefore, exist, does not exist, is incapable of being withdrawn, is incapable of being acted upon.
Lawyers will know that when there is an agreement, you cannot have parts of it which can be terminated and leaving certain parts.
The acting registrar of political parties, Lucy Ndungu, says she received the intentions of all parties and filed them, and that whatever move they make next is up to them. And with that, their political marriage is now over, only that it did not end as harmoniously as they all sought to. Hussein Mohammed, Citizen Live at 9 in Nairobi.